I still want to read from your interesting book.
Go ahead.
I'm speaking with the author of this book, Nigeria on Gunpowder, The Climax of Misrule. This is a classical book on politics and power, a classical book on Nigerian history. The author, Victor Taiwo, is here. If you read this book, perhaps you will be provoked about the issues of the moment. You would find this book on udarabooks.com. Go on our online bookstore, udarabooks.com, if you are interested in getting a copy of this book. And you can buy this book on Udara Books WhatsApp numbers. The numbers will be flashed on the screen, and you can always get a copy of your book. It is a powerful book of history. I want to read from page 165. The author says, but this new... Yes, before I even read here, you said something about the coalition. At independence, despite the favored position of the North, they could not win enough votes to form a government in parliament.
Okay.
And you talked about Azikiwe of the NCNC and Obafemi of the Action Group wanting to form a coalition government at some point. But Azikiwe reneged on it.
Yes.
And you did not take lightly. You did not take that lightly.
That's why I said Azikiwe was treacherous. He was treacherous. When you agree, when you have an agreement, we want to do this, and at the appointed time, you went behind the door to do something else. That's treachery.
Look at this analysis. Azikiwe at that time, according to some analysis I've read, saw the position of Igbo people in the North. They were already dominating business. They had the opportunity to even dominate the North intellectually. So he said, in the interest of the Igbo people, it will be better to go into coalition with the North. And so that the Igbos could also penetrate the North well. Another reason is this. Farumbi argues that before independence, Azikiwe had an issue with the colonial government about his bank, ACB. He was found guilty. And somewhat there was a plea bargain with the British. The reason he did not go to prison at that time. So when he entered into that alliance talk with Awolowo, the British reminded him of his past. That, hey, if you mess up, we mess you up. And he was forced to toe the line of Ahmadu Bello. What do you think?
You have answered the question yourself.
But it's not about being, it's not treachery here. It's about realism.
You have answered. Why did he commit the crime he committed? Yes, crime. Why did he commit the crime? Somebody who had the intention of giving leadership to the whole of Africa. You know, he came to Africa to give leadership to the whole of Africa in collaboration with people like Kwame Nkrumah. And you now find that type of person culpable.
Culpable in the sense that perhaps they created that bank for political reasons, to fund politics. You know, later Awolowo was also found culpable of the same practice.
I'm not aware.
You know how they manage the wealth of the Western region for political reasons.
I'm not aware.
He might not have stolen it, but they used money for politics. Perhaps that was what Azikiwe did with the bank.
That's an assumption.
Yes, I'm assuming.
That's an assumption.
Yes.
It's not based on fact.
Yes.
So he was capable of committing fraud.
Awolowo was
financial malfeasance.
The Coca Commission found Awolowo guilty. Don't forget that.
He was found guilty.
Yes.
But was it upheld?
He later went to prison.
Yeah, he later went to prison.
You know.
But was he vindicated or not? That he was not culpable.
Was he vindicated?
He was vindicated. That was not culpable.
Or the treason trial overshadowed it?
It's a pity. if I knew this type of issue will come up today, I would have brought a copy of a document for you to read.
You can always come back. We are learning.
Okay.
It's a class of learning.
Okay.
Yes, that's why we established this.
Awolowo was not culpable. He was not guilty of any fraud. He wasn't. He was vindicated.
Now let me read what you wrote here. You said the Action Group and NCNC created a strong fear in the MPC. MPC is the Northern People's Congress.
Yeah.
And so MPC rose in protest against the coalition move, threatening the secession of the North.
Yeah.
Should the coalition be effected.
Yes.
It was therefore a gross irony that this same MPC did embrace the NCNC, which left the AG in the lodge.
Yeah.
In the usual acrobatic style of its leader,
Yes.
Nnamdi.
Oh, yes.
Azikiwe.
Yes.
If Azikiwe was reading your book, what would he be thinking?
I don't
about
care.
you?
I don't care what when I am known for telling the truth.
Yes, you are blunt.
I'm blunt. Everybody knows that. I always stand by the truth. I don't care whatever will be his reaction, as long as I'm on the line of truth.
You said thus, the alliance gave the two parties the winning ticket, with MPC having the upper hand and NCNC playing the surrogate. But Awolowo wanted to play the second fiddle.
It was what I will call altruism. Not that I'm defending Awolowo.
Okay.
Awolowo had the best intention for the people. And when you have the best intention for the people, position is not the primary thing with you. It's not the ultimate. Whichever way you can perform, you can make your impact, you can always hide somewhere and perform there.
Was that not what Azikiwe was thinking?
No,
too?
no, it wasn't. Azikiwe was all for treachery. He was all for treachery. He was a betrayer. You see, in the course of this Yoruba nationalism, a lot of people have challenged me that why are you always creating organizations? You hand it over people to lead and they destroy it. Why don't you take it over yourself? I said, well, my position is that I'm not always after positions. I just want things to go. So I always want to put people there. Then I start acting on the ground.
You have created another one again.
Oh, yes.
Huh?
Yes, and I'm not the leader. I've put somebody there and I'm still acting on the ground. So what I'm trying to say is that you have good intention, you don't necessarily need to say you want to be the leader. As long as your leader can cooperate with you to make things work. So if Awolowo wanted to play a second fiddle, he was trying to display the type of heart that he had, just to make things work.
I'm wondering here why you said, because Tafawa Balewa was sent to the center.
Yeah.
He was the number 2 man to Ahmadu Bello.
Yes.
In the north.
Yes.
But Ahmadu Bello preferred to stay back.
To stay back, yeah.
You said the leader of the MPC, Ahmadu Bello, for reasons best known and personal to him, preferred to hold the home front tight, and so remained the premier of the north. So, with what you know today, why do you think he did not become the prime minister?
Well, I think Ahmadu Bello was not sure of what was going to happen at the center. In case there was a crisis, he would take charge of the north. In case there was any crisis at the center, he would have to take charge of the north, which was his primary base. That was the reason. As far as
was that not very skillful of him?
Very skillful.
Awolowo made the mistake of leaving the western region.
Yes, that was his mistake.
You agree it was a
I
mistake?
agree to that.
You agree?
Of course. He even lamented it.
So he shouldn't have gone to the center?
He shouldn't have gone to the center. He lamented this in this book, page 521 of the book.
Can you read it to us?
Okay. I'm coaching one of the closest confidants of Awolowo when he was alive. The person is still alive now.
You don't want to mention his name?
I can mention his name. The person is Chief Mike Omaleye. I think you know him.
Yes, I know him.
You can confirm the story for him. He said, I'm coaching Omaleye now. If Awolowo was never known to take an action after deep thought, he said, Chief Awolowo was never known to take an action after deep thought and to regret it later. On my honor, I say here that the greatest regret of Chief Awolowo was that he did not excise the western region out of Nigeria, just as Mr. Endeli of the Cameroon did before the attainment of independence in 1960. Chief Awolowo personally told me this during my private discussion with him shortly before he died. I have kept this discussion this issue from the public because I thought our northern brothers were sincere in their political programs. What brought up the matter of Awo's regret was the realization that, which I heard, that Oduduwa might have sent Awolowo to the Yoruba race instead of wanting to rule Nigeria, to which Chief Awolowo replied, I never for once thought of it that way. But it would have been a different story today if I had concentrated my energy to advance the cause of the Yoruba race. We would have shown them the way. Let me stop there. We will have shown them the way. So I agree that Awolowo made a great mistake. He even lamented it himself. So I gave kudos to Ahmadu Bello for taking this position.